Hi, Jang-ho. It is looking increasingly like a second North Korea-U.S. summit is in the works. In fact, South Korean President Moon Jae-in is calling for just that. He says bold decisions are needed from Pyeongyang and Washington to achieve denuclearization. Shin Se-min reports.
Less than a week left before President Moon Jae-in heads to Pyongyang for his third encounter with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Chairing his weekly meeting with the cabinet, President Moon said the leaders of North Korea and the U.S. need to hold a second summit themselves and asked both parties to make bold decisions.
이제 북한이 보유 중인 핵을 폐기하는 한 차원 더 높은 단계로 나아가려면 다시 한번 북미 양 정상 간의 통큰 구상과 대담한 결단이 필요합니다. 한반도의 완전한 비핵화는 기본적으로 북미 간의 협상으로 해결되어야 할 문제입니다.
And the president said he will continue to act as a mediator between the two, a role he said both Kim Jong-un and President Trump had asked him to play. His comments come just days before he sits down with the North Korean leader for a third time just this year in the regime's capital, a meeting President Moon said must lead to another big step towards a nuclear-free Korean Peninsula. He added that Pyongyang needs to follow through on dismantling its nuclear facilities, and Washington needs to take corresponding steps. And as that happens, he said the two sides will put aside the deep-rooted distrust between them that started 70 years ago. Meanwhile, the administration has finalized a bill it plans to submit to the National Assembly that would ratify the inter-Korean agreement reached back in April. And the president's senior secretary for political affairs, Han Byung-do, visited the legislature to once again invite top lawmakers to accompany the president to North Korea next week, a proposal the rival political parties remain sharply divided on. Shin Se-min, Arirang News.